Well, we opened up our indoor season this weekend at Kansas State University. It's the KSU All-Comers meet, and this is an early season meet geared more towards the sprints, throws, and jumps. There's not very many distance events there, and the sole purpose of that is our kids have been training hard all fall, really since September, and this is kind of a reward for them to be able to compete and also a test to see what they've accomplished and give us an idea of where we need to go forward with our training over the winter break. So I'm real excited about this weekend. I'm excited about this year altogether. We've got a team that combined for 18 school records last year. We had 3 All-Americans, and we had 15 national qualifiers, and all of which have returned this year. So our focus now is to build on those performances, to continue to break records, and to look forward to competing in the Great Lakes Valley Conference Championship. Well, senior Sarah Shippey from Odessa, Missouri was an All-American last year in the 60-meter hurdles. She's also the school record holder in that event, several-time conference champion, and she's back to have another shot at the hurdles. And then Logan Petz was an All-American in the decathlon outdoors last year. He's from Lawson, Missouri, and he's just developed into a great multi-event athlete for us. No matter what event we ask him to do or what we ask him to do, he's always willing to do it and willing to go the extra effort to do it well. We've got a really talented senior class, arguably the most talented senior class in every single event, from the sprints, the hurdles, the throws, the distance. This is a class that's going to leave a lasting impact on the record board, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. They've been great servant leaders. This group that's the seniors this year, they've been here since my first year as an assistant coach here, so it's been fun for me to see them grow, and I'm excited to see how they do this last season here as a Cardinal.
It's going to be such a long stretch between this meet this weekend and when you resume training. How do you handle that?
A lot of it's through recruiting. We bring in kids that are self-disciplined, that are intrinsically motivated, and just by the nature of the sport, those are the kind of kids you usually have, and by the nature of the school, again, those are the kind of kids that are attracted to a place like William Jewell. But we send them home with workouts, and they have the expectation that they need to train, and they all have the desire to train because they want to come back, they want to compete, they want to do well. They take a lot of personal pride in what they do and the times and marks and distances they put up on the results, and so a lot of that is if we provide them the resources of what's expected of them, they'll step up and do what they need to do.
How many athletes are you going to take this weekend?
We'll take a total of 26 athletes. We're going to take 2 vans, men and women, and just like I said, all of our all of our sprinters, our hurdlers, our jumpers. Some of the events are set, but like you said, some of the events we will put athletes in areas where, for training purposes, we know that it'll help improve their fitness, and then also just to gauge their performance and to gauge what they've accomplished this fall as far as training goes. And so a lot of the events they'll do this weekend will be similar to or the same events they'll compete in at the conference championships.
You talked about Kansas State being the all-comers meet. That literally true? Will you face Division I as well as NAIA and everything in between?
Yeah, we'll face everybody, and the exciting thing about the 2012 track season is that it's an Olympic year, which means that we will see a lot of athletes who will be representing the United States at the Olympics this fall in London. A lot of them are collegiate athletes, and a lot of them are post-collegiate athletes that will run for teams like Nike and Adidas and ASICS, and so they will, they need a place to race and a place to train, and the best place for them to do it is against the U.S. collegiate athletes.
So they can come to a meet like this Kansas State meet?
Yeah, they sure can.
Wow.
And they will be there.
Wow. As you look forward through the indoor season to the outdoor season, what's kind of the transition that happens between the two sports?
The biggest transition is that you've got to adapt to the weather. Weather here in the Midwest is not always the most friendly, and so going from the warm, cozy environment of an indoor track, going to the cold, bitter winds of March in Missouri is the biggest adjustment. And so wind plays a factor in the sprints and the jumps, and of course with the throwers they pick up the discus and the hammer, and that's so for them, and the javelin, and so there's 3 new events there that they make the adjustment for. And then as far as the sprints go, the distance of the races increases, and as well as with the distance runners. So it's the way the season is set up, it's all progression so that your best and fastest races are at the outdoor championships.
When does the outdoor season start?
The outdoor season will start for us in March, and it'll be at the conclusion of Division II National Championships. We're not eligible to compete in those this year, but we will still follow that training schedule as if we were going to.